This Kiwi Gold Hunter here, and welcome to my channel. So today I've brought you down to one of the 17 public gold fossicking locations based here in the South Island of New Zealand. Today we're at Lyell River, which is based just west of Murchison and inland to the east of Westport. So Lyell's quite a unique little area. There's no settlement here anymore, but there was back in the early 1800s, primarily based around the gold mining industry. So all you're going to find in Lyell now is a giant car park, which is the start of a mountain biking trail called the Old Ghost Road. And not too far from the car park you'll find an old cemetery in the bush, which is quite a unique little spot worth checking out. And then about a 45-minute return trip along the Old Ghost Road trail, you'll hit an old battery setup with an old stamper and some grinders still in place. So just a whole bunch of historic junk pretty much, but unique little finds nonetheless. But today we'll get started and I'll show you around. Head down to the car park and get into it. What a cold start to the day this morning. So today we're down at Lyell River, one of the 17 public gold fossicking locations set aside by the Department of Conservation. So we're just in the car park right now. So at the car park you'll see these signs. Also got your Department of Conservation gold fossicking area sign, which states your rules. So we'll just quickly run through those. Rule 1. Fossicking is confined to the active stream bed within the signposted boundaries. 2. All natural and historic features are to be left undisturbed. 3. Only use of non-motorized and handheld tools is permitted. 4. Permitted hand tools include the following: pick, shovel, pan, rifle box no greater than 1 meter in length and 20 centimeters in width. 5. All native plants and animals are protected. Please keep the gravel and rocks in the stream bed. Ensure the area you have worked is returned to near its original condition when you have finished. So there you have it. Next to this sign, you've got a little track running down. So that runs you straight down to Lyell River. But today I'm going to hike up the track and then come down the river. So we'll get started on that. So down yonder we have the Lyell River. So that's what I'm going to be walking down, looking for that sweet golden colour. Beautiful. Now, about 15 minutes down the track, you're going to come across these signs. So for the public gold fossicking location, you want to follow this sign down to the river. And it also takes you back to Lyell Park car park via the cemetery. So there's an old Lyell cemetery down this trail, which is actually quite an interesting little stop to look at and have a little read of the gravestones. Right. It's a magical spot, this cemetery. Gets good afternoon sun. And there's a handful, maybe a dozen, 2 dozen grave sites here. And this poor lady or man now has a beautiful mature beech tree as a headstone. Quite like that. So a beautiful little cemetery this location is. Please be respectful if you come in here, as it is a cemetery. There are people here, but it's quite interesting reading the gravestones and seeing the history of the people that lived here and now rest here. Oh well, let's go and find some gold then, eh? So we're quickly just going to head down this way and check out the old historic battery, as that's worth a look at as well, and it's only a further 15-20 minutes down the track. So go check that out and then get stuck into it. So this is the section of path where it forks off. So as you continue going up this path, that takes you along the Old Ghost Road up to Lyell Saddle. But today I'm just going to quickly take you down here, down the machine track, to show you the old historic battery, which is about a 40 minute return walk. So here we have it, the viewing platform down to the lower battery. So there's 2 batteries in this location. There's this one down here, and then there's the Alpine battery further up the trail. But we'll go down and take a look at it, and that's the Lyell River right next to it. What a beautiful spot. So here's your old battery. This is the stamper. That crushes all your quartz ore and material down to a finer gravel. And then you have your grinders here, which grind the crushed ore further down. But a beautiful location. There's a lot of old historic junk left behind here. As you saw on the trail, it's quite a mission to get in here. So it'd be quite a mission to remove this stuff. And then this is the famous Lyell River. So we're not going to jump into the river here. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows different, but I believe from this section down to the public gold fossicking section is a private claim. So I don't want to be treading on anyone's toes, and I might be wrong, but this is not the public gold fossicking area. So I'll take you down there in a bit. So as you see here, I've pretty much brought down the complete gold prospecting fossicking kit down to attack Lyell River today. So I'll show you what I've got. I've got 2 buckets. So I've got one larger bucket, which my classifier fits on top of. I've got one smaller bucket, which isn't a must, but I always bring one with me. So that's just to splash any extra water on top of the classifier to help the classifying process, or to top up the bucket with water if need be. I then have a classifier to fit on top of my larger bucket, and my one that I use is a 10mm graded mesh, which I like because it gets rid of all the big rocks, throw them away, but any larger nuggets in there will still fall into my classified material and end up going through the sluice if I don't spot them in the classifier. I then have my Crevice Sucker 3500, which I've also created a video on how to make your own. So if you're interested in building one of these, I've got a video up there on how you can make your very own one. I've bought down 2 pans. I bought my trusty green one, and I've got a new black one that I've been trialing out to see if it's any good. So we'll see if I use that this trip. I've got my hand trowel to trowel my classified material through the sluice. I've finally gone out and bought a rock hammer / pick. So this is a brand spanking new one, never been used. So hopefully I get to break it in this trip. And then I've got my crevicing toolkit, which consists of a wood chisel, a little metal spoon, and a series of picks to get into those crevices. I've then got my Gold Monster 1000, which is made by Minelab. It's quite a handy little metal detector to take out with you. A shovel to shovel my material into the bucket. Make sure you use a pointed nose shovel, not a square nose. And then I've got my sluice box, which is a handy lightweight sluice that I've been using. I need to go out and buy a new sluice and a different one and trial them out and compare them. And then your backpack, of course. Oh, and last but not least, you're going to need to have one of these, the snuffer bottle. So this is to collect any fine gold flakes out of your pan into a safe storage location, so you can take it home and then throw it in a vial or weigh it up, whatever you want to do with your gold once you've found it. So there you have it. That's the kit I've brought out today. So I'll take you back to the public gold fossicking area of the river, and we'll get stuck into it and see what we find. So once you hit this bridge, you've now reached the top of the public gold fossicking location of Lyell River. So the public gold fossicking location stops just up here pretty much. So anything further upstream to that location is not public gold fossicking location, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, goes into private claims. But then from here downstream, this is all public gold fossicking location all the way back to Lyell car park. So this is a good place to drop into the stream and walk back down to the car park. check it out. Haven't done this before. Don't know if I'm going to find anything over here, but I'll take a look. Looks like a deep cave here. A lot of sand. Into the dark abyss. It's quite deep. Wow, look at that. Prop this metal detector up somewhere and take a further look. Whew. I actually don't know how deep I want to go in here. What creatures are going to be in this cave? Oh, I can almost see the end. This probably goes in a good, I don't know, 10 meters maybe. Maybe not quite. 8 meters. Well, I'm getting out of here. The sand's quite soft. Neat little formation. I wonder if this has been hacked out by old timers or it's a natural forming cave. I don't know. Well, no gold over there in the gruesome cave. Pretty cool little spot though. I've never been in there before, so it was cool to go in and check out. Been there for a good 10 minutes with the metal detector and I wasn't getting any hits that were keeping me there, so come back out. But cool little spot, good to get in there with the waders. Makes a huge difference on cold days like this. But for now, back down the stream, heading to the car park. Let's find some gold, eh? So I found a whole bunch of bedrock, so I'm gonna have a little scratch around in it, see what I can find. You can see there's a bit of water flowing through it. Well, it might not be worth looking in. I'll have a little look, I'll pan it out, see what's in there. Right, there's still some left in the bottom of that crevice, but I'm gonna let this water settle and pan this pan line just around the corner here and a little eddy. Have a look, see if we get anything. Probably won't be able to see it. There's a little microdot just there, just one microdot out of that little crevice. So let's see if it's cleared up and what else is in there. So it's cleared up a little bit, so I'm going to give it a little pick now and just scratch this stuff all up and just get it loose. You never know, there's gold hiding in there. A little bit more from there. Give that another pan. Nothing in there. Well, we'll move on to the next spot. So everywhere I go here, there's sign of other prospectors being in here. So all this bedrock has been dug out. There's a big hole there of loose stuff. So that's all being dug out. It looks like they would have followed these crevices down. And I'm standing on all the tailings of it now, up on the side here. So over the past 6 months, people have been pretty busy in here by the looks of things. It didn't look like this 6 months ago. Carry on, I'm going to try to find a nice spot to put the sluice down, I think. So I've come quite far down Lyell River now, and I still haven't had any luck with any gold. And I haven't found any spots that have really stuck out for me to pull the sluice out. But as you can see, that's all bedrock bank, and there's been prospectors out here that have already cleaned right out underneath that bedrock there and cut into the bank. So I haven't had any luck yet, but I found a nice spot that I might set up my cooker and make a coffee, as I think it's time for a coffee. Gonna sit up under this little waterfall here. Yum! Okay, so we've got Lyell River car park just up here. So we're nearly at the end of the public gold fossicking section of the river. So if you come down from the car park, you're going to hit this big gravel bar here. So this is a big inside bend of Lyell River. So this is a likely place where all your heavies are going to be deposited on a river, in theory. So in a flood, the waters come through and deposit all your boulders, and fingers crossed, your gold. So I'm going to follow the example of some people that have been here recently. So they've been digging against the back wall of this area. So you've got a bedrock wall that slopes down. So that's your river base. So that will go right down and under the river. So what I want to do today is dig along the back wall on the bedrock and go down as deep as I can, and fingers crossed start finding some flakes in there. But as you can see, there's been quite a lot of action here, which doesn't surprise me because Lyell River, this location, there's a car park literally 5 minutes above it. But you've got all your quartz rock in here, which is pretty cool. Someone's been scratching around. Fingers crossed they found something in there. So I'm just going to come further up here where it looks fairly recently untouched. Fingers crossed. and dig in here and maybe have a little scratch around in the bank behind it. All right, wish me luck. So I've just stacked all the big boulders right next to the hole. So now I'm going to dig out along here. And my plan is, for when I'm done with the area for the day, I'm just going to quickly roll those boulders back in. Just because one of the rules is return the site to near its original condition when finished. So that's what I'm going to do to respect the Department of Conservation rules for the area. Time to pan out that sluice box. I think finally I probably put about 8 bucket loads through it, but I think that's me for the day. So let's see what it's collected. All right, so I put about 8 bucket loads through. Interested to see what's there end of the day, see if we find anything decent. I have a feeling, because these locations right here with the sluice has been very well trodden. A lot of people come here, as you can see from all the previous dig outs that are here, and I'm sure the spot I'm digging out right now has also been digging down to bedrock many times, but no harm in looking. Oh, I see one. A lot of fine stuff in here as well. Check this out. Gold! Look at that. Beautiful sight. Gold, 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 gold! Wee-hee! Awesome. I didn't expect to get chunky ones like that out of this spot, given it being so easily accessible, but there was still gold there. Maybe that's flake gold that's come in over the winter months. Awesome. Suck that up. Woohoo! Brings my total up for the area. There's a lot of fine stuff in here as well. See if I can scoop up the very fine stuff. Oh, there's heaps of it. So it's not back to its original condition, but near to. A flood will come and wash into that and fill all that hole back up.